Hi, this is Laura. Welcome back to my channel. Last week I showed you how to make this flat spiral stitch bracelet. And this week I'm going to show you how I tweak it just a little tiny bit with the size of the beads to get a nice curve to make this necklace. So what you're going to need is your main bead, which is a 6mm bead. I've got some 6mm pearls. There are 11 seed beads, 15 seed beads, 4mm bicones, and 3mm bicones. So thread your needle with a comfortable amount of thread. Put your stop bead on, come back, and we'll get started. Okay, so this stitch starts just the exact same way as we started out in this bracelet. You're going to take 2 of your main beads, drop them down to the stop bead, and you're going to take 4 11 seed beads, which I've used a purple, 1 4mm bicone, and 4 more 11 seed beads. So this is what's on your needle. You've got your 2 main beads on. You're coming out of the top bead, and you're gonna go through the bottom bead. Pull that through. And then this is what you have. Now, to get this curve on the inside of the necklace toward the neck, you're going to use a smaller bead, which is a 15 seed bead. So you're going to take 4 15-0s. Let me know in the comments if you'd like me to do a video on the different types of seed beads and the different sizes of seed beads. I think I'll make a note that I'm going to do that too, coming up soon. Okay, so you got 4 15-0. Then you take the smaller bicone, which is a 3mm bicone, and 4 more. So this is what's on your needle. You're going to go through the bottom of that pearl. Alrighty, let's see. Through the top. And this is what you have. See how I've used a different color for the smaller seed beads, the 15-0s. I use more of a pink with the purple, and on the other side where the 11-0s are and the bigger bicone, I've used a purple. So now you're going to take another pearl, bring that down, and you're going to do the same thing. Pick up 4 11-0s, 1 4mm bicone, and 4 11-0s. That's what's on your needle. And you're going to go through that second bead that you put on and the bead you just put on. And pull. And then this is what you have. Oops. So you've got the 2 purple laying on each other. Now we're going to go ahead and put 4 more, a 3 millimeter bicone, and 4 more on this side. 3mm bicone, 4 more, and again you're going to go through this second pearl up through the one you just put on, and pull. So now we've got 3 beads on. It usually, for about an 18-inch with the clasp, it takes me about approximately 67 6mm beads. So we got a ways to go, but basically that's what you do all through the length of your necklace. Let's do a couple more. You pick up another pearl, drop that down, pick up 4 11/0s, 1 4mm bicone, and 4 11/0s. You're going to go up through that third bead now and through the one you just put on, and pull. Oops, got my tail thread in there. So now we've got 4 beads on. We're going to do the other side. 4 15/0s, a 3mm, 4 15/0s. Again, you're going to go up this third bead and the one you just put on, so it's the one before you put on and then the one you put on. And there you go. So you're going to notice as you keep going on that this is going to start to curve really nicely. Not a real noticeable curve, but a little one so that it just lays really nice once you're finished with the necklace. So let's do one more. One of your 6mm, bring that down. Gonna pick up 4. Whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4 11/0s, a 4mm bicone, and 4 11/0s. You're going to go through the previous pearl and the one you just put on. And pull. Now we're going to do the other side. So one side's going to be all 11/0s and 4mm bicones, and the other side's going to be 15/0 seed beads and 3mm bicones. And you're going to go through the previous pearl and the one you just put on. And this is what you have. You can tell it's already starting to curve a little bit. Almost looks like a little smile there. So to go over once more, on the bracelet, when we were doing this flat spiral stitch, we would put on 4 millimeter bicones on both sides and 11 seed beads on both sides. To get the curve, you're going to put 4 millimeter bicones on one side with 11 size 11 seed beads, and on the other side you're going to do 15 seed beads with 3 millimeter bicones. The smaller the bead goes on top where your neck where it curves around your neck. So I've done the length of my necklace, which is about 74 beads, 74 of these pearls. And as you can see, on one side of the flat spiral stitch is the 11 seed beads and the 4 millimeter bicones. And on the other side are the 15 seed beads and the 3 millimeter bicones, which will give it a curve, a nice little curve around the neck. So for this, I think I want to do a bead and loop closure. So what I'm going to do is I've got an 8 millimeter rondelle, or not, it's not a rondelle, it's just a round crystal. And I'm going to pick up three of my 11-Os, my round crystal, and 3 more 11-Os. Bring all of that down. So this is what you have. And what we're going to do is make a little, what is called a picot on the end of this little bead. So you're going to turn around and skip these 3 beads and go back through that crystal and pull. And this is what you have. And now I'm going to pick up 3 more 11-Os and go down, oh, let's say the first 2 pearls and pull. So you've got one end of your clasp, and now I'm just going to sew back up and around and then down again to reinforce that. Okay, so I went up through the beads again, around, sewing around the picot, and then came down, and now I'm coming out of this first bead here, and all I'm going to do is sew some half hitch knots and then burn off my thread. So we're coming out of this bead. I'm going to grab a little bit of the thread on the thread bridge there, tie a half hitch knot, then go through, go down some more of the beads, do that same thing again, make another half hitch knot 2 or 3 times, and then burn off your thread, and then we'll do the other side. Okay, so now I'm on the other side where my stop bead is. I'm going to pull the stop bead off, thread the needle, and we're going to put the loop on this side, and I'll show you how to do that. But first, remember how I always thread a needle? I take the thread, flatten it out, and it makes it so much easier to get through that little needle. There you go. So now we've got a thread and needle coming out the other end. We've got the bead closure on this end. We're going to take 2 11/0 seed beads, 1 4mm bicone, and bring that down. Now I'm going to make the loop. I'm going to pick up 20 11/0 seed beads. Okay, so I've got 20, and I just come up with that number by trial and error. This is an 8mm round crystal bead, and over the years I've come to realize that to do a loop for that, it would take 20 11/0 seed beads. But depending on the seed beads, now Mayuki seed beads and Toho seed beads are made slightly differently, and I'm going to do a video on all different types of seed beads and the ones I prefer for different projects. Okay, so we've got 20 on here, and we're going to go back through the bicone and through those 2 beads, and then go down a couple of your pearls and pull. And then you have a nice little loop, and we're going to come around. I'm going to go down one more pearl, come down one more pearl, and I'm going to show you again how I like to go through the side and stitch the 2 beads together, because remember, this stitch, the top kind of lays on the bottom, and at the ends it's nice if you can go through a couple of seed beads. Let's see, let's go through the bicone, and then we're going to go through the seed bead on this side, the very last bead that we put on, and go around, and see these 2 are stitched together. So we're going to go up through the seed beads on the side here, through the 2 seed beads and the bicone. We're just reinforcing our clasp. So we're going up the loop one more time for reinforcement, and go down all of the seed beads. and through that bicone again, and then through these seed beads. Then we're going to go straight down, tie a few half hitch knots, and then burn the thread off. Come back and I'll show you the finished necklace. Okay, so there's our bracelet. That's how it will look on the neck. See how the tinier beads are on closer to the neckline, and the bigger beads are on the bottom. Here's our bead and loop closure. So I want to thank you so much for joining me. If you would like to see, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. And if you would like to see whenever I upload a new video, please subscribe and hit the bell, and you'll be notified of any video that I upload. Thanks so much. Have a good week.